We have to change how we operate.
Then we got together, and the first thing I challenged them with is, before we start talking about news stories, let's figure out how the first story worked. Like, what were people keying into? What was working for them? And we had a lot of discussions about that. And then every idea that we came up with as we went along had to measure up against that standard. It had to hit the heart, had to hit the mind, had to hit the imagination, and it had to hit something even deeper,
right,
which we had a hard time quantifying, but something, you could call it spiritual, you could call it subconscious, some kind of connection that you can't even really describe in words, right? And I said, if we can't do that again, then we're going to fail. And they were like, okay. But we did it. I mean, I think we did it.
I don't think I've ever been immersed in a movie like I have like this. It's incredible. But you're a huge advocate of conservation.
Sure.
What was it about the ocean that inspired this story and the new culture that we find in Avatar: Way of the Water?
I've been in love with the ocean since I was a kid. I've been a scuba diver since I was 16. I've spent thousands of hours underwater all over the place. I've seen how the reefs are being degraded. I've seen how the ocean is suffering and failing as a result of our presence. We're now 8 billion people. When I was born, we were 3 billion people. Now it's 8 billion people, right. And we have to change how we operate. And there's no reason why we can't have beautiful, wonderful, fulfilling lives as human beings. We just have to do things differently, right? And so, I feel that our guardianship of the ocean is something that we all have to share. Everybody everywhere has to share it. Even if you live inland, your downstream runoff, from your agricultural fields that's making your food, that's going in the ocean. Every time you eat fish, that's affecting the ocean. It's all connected, right? So maybe a movie like this can make people feel connected to the ocean, and maybe that makes them think a little bit. And I'm not saying just send $10 to Greenpeace. I'm talking about think about how we can work together to conserve this wonderful, beautiful, amazing thing that we have right here on planet Earth. We don't have to go to Alpha Centauri to see a cool ocean.
Key into quantify, subconscious, be immersed in, advocate of conservation, reefs are being degraded, runoff, guardianship.